Welcome to our tutorial on implementing facial recognition for time tracking in Java. In today's fast-paced world, tracking time accurately is essential for freelancers, employees, and businesses alike. So, let's dive in. Before we begin the implementation, let's talk about the libraries we'll be using. For facial recognition, we will use OpenCV along with Java's bindings. We'll also need a library called JavaCV. Ensure you have these installed. You can install OpenCV by following the instructions on their official website. For JavaCV, you can add the Maven dependency in your pom.xml file. Let's take a look at that. Now that we have our libraries ready, let's set up our Java project. You can use any IDE, but we'll be using IntelliJ IDEA for this tutorial. Create a new Java project and add the JavaCV dependency we just mentioned. Make sure to configure your project to use JDK 8 or higher. Now, let's create a basic structure for our project. We will need a main class, a time tracker class that handles the facial recognition logic, and a face recognizer class for the facial recognition functionality. In the time tracker class, we'll set up our main logic for handling time tracking. We'll initialize the camera and start capturing frames. Next, we need to create a loop that continuously captures frames from the camera. We will process each frame for face detection and recognition. In our detect and recognize method, we will handle the face detection logic. We'll use a HAR cascade classifier for detecting faces. Make sure to download the HAR cascade XML file and place it in your project directory. This file is crucial for face detection. Now, let's talk about how to recognize the detected faces. For this, we'll need to store the known faces and their labels. For each recognized face frame, we can check against our known faces database. In the detect and recognize method, we'll add functionality for recognizing faces. This involves calculating the distance between the captured face and known faces in our database and determining the closest match. To recognize the face, we can use methods such as Euclidean distance or cosine similarity. Let's implement a simple recognition method using Euclidean distance. Next, we need to implement the functionality that records the time when a recognized face is detected. We can create a simple logging system. We will call the log time method every time we successfully recognize a known face. To complete our implementation, we need to ensure that our application terminates gracefully. We need to release the camera on exit. So far, we have developed a basic time tracking system using facial recognition. Before we end this tutorial, let's recap the key points we covered. We started by setting up our Java project and importing the necessary libraries. We then built a time tracking application that captures frames from a camera, detects faces, recognizes known individuals, and logs the time effectively. As extensions to this basic implementation, consider implementing a user interface for better usability or even expanding the database of known faces dynamically. If you found this tutorial helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content on Java programming and related topics. Feel free to leave your questions in the comments section below. Thank you for joining, and happy coding!